How y'all doing? I'm ChiVital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. Trying to set this up so that you all can get a little bit of back home. We're here with scrying lessons. I believe this is part 4. We are scrying, family, so as you tune in, don't forget to thumbs up this video and drop your hearts. I'm tuning in from the mountains in St. Thomas. As you can see, I'm not in my normal flow. But please forgive me, the information is going to be just as authentic, baby. I've been working all day. And I just needed to take like 15 minutes before I jumped on here, and not to wash my face. Oh no, it's to be here with y'all. All right? So I love y'all. Y'all love me back? Do y'all love me back? That's what I want to know. I didn't even, your girl didn't even go put her lipstick on, you know what I'm saying? Look like I drank like 10 coconuts. All right, all right. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. What up, Dominic? What up, Third? What up, Max? What up, Neptune's Owl? Not only do I want y'all to drop the hearts in the chat, because y'all know I love the love, I want y'all to drop your mirrors, your crystal balls. Make sure you put up 1 or your notebook when you're ready to take notes. I'm not going to take too long, too much of your time, but y'all need to know this. You all are getting some very, very intense training, psychic training. So for anyone who's interested in being a spiritualist, practicing spiritismo, anyone who's interested in doing some deeper, more advanced shadow work, anyone who's interested in being able to not only contact the dead, because that's something I'm going to touch on, but wants to be able to understand what's this thing about portals and mirrors, right? Because they people walk around and they go, yeah, mirrors are portals, but portals to where? Portals, what is a portal, right? So before I get started and I get too deep into the weeds with this tonight, let me know if you all can see and hear me clearly. Let's start there. Wagwan. Like, is it a portal potty? No, I'm playing with y'all. But think about it, right? Telephone booths, literally bathrooms, everywhere where there is some kind of door that can be opened and closed, you have a portal. It takes you from one place to the other. And in this case, spiritually, is taking you from your current present environment into another space outside of the rules and regulations of time and space. Okay, I'm already starting. Let's jump in. Portals. I'm not seeing enough people say that they can see and hear me clearly. Oh, light is a bit much. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying. I think, man. We're not in the studio. We live. Y'all like that? Y'all can see me better? Now you got some shadows? How's that? We straight? All right. Cool. Great. So we're here. Portals. I repeat, portals take us into another domain outside of the rules and regulations of time and space. Got that? Write it down. What is a portal? Portal is an object or an opening. Portal is an opening that takes us to another dimension outside of the rules of time and space. All right. So for clarity, for those of you who are just tuning in, who are, I guess you're four lessons behind. Well, today's the fourth lesson. We are working with black obsidian mirrors and crystal balls. The technique that we are using is called scrying. Catch up, you're gonna enjoy it here. Okay? So we have a space dedicated to your scrying practice, right? And we said that this space needs to, I'm just reviewing for everyone who's jumping on here late for class, okay? I'm reviewing. We have our room, it's set up. It should be very dimly lit. You don't need a whole bunch of candles, and it should be plain, okay? It should be pretty plain. I'm gonna talk about why I want the space around your mirror to be clear. So if you're working with your Ereshkigal altar, you may have some flowers on there or something. You may have a glass of wine. You may have your candles. But what I want you to do is I want you to have the mirror where there's nothing behind it. There's nothing in front of it. And any candles or whatever don't need to be in the mirror. Okay? They don't need to be in the mirror. If you wanted to, for another intensifying effect, you can have a very low light behind the mirror, but do not put a fire behind the mirror. You have to bear in mind that any heat being caught in the mirror is going to amplify the heat in real time. So you want to avoid causing fires in your space. Got me? Please press 1 if you got me. That's our warning for the fire hazards. Especially you got your dry leaves on your altar. You got the light being caught up in the glass, in the obsidian or the glass, however you understand. Your looking glass, and it gets to peering it on the dry. No, let's safety first, right? We spoke about protection, spiritual protection before. Talk about physical space. All right, so that's out the way. Next, this is a portal that has a lot of flexibility. All right, it has a lot of flexibility because depending on where your mirror is and what you're looking for in the mirror, your intentions and how it's positioned will determine where you're going. So this is a very powerful tool to have because it's not stuck to one particular thing. Okay, it's not like, okay, well, you have a black obsidian mirror, so you got to work with the ancestors. No, that's not it. It's not, oh, okay, you have a black obsidian mirror, so you just have to do shadow work. No, that's not it. Oh, you have a black obsidian mirror, so you have to work with the ancient ones. Nope, that's not it. You literally have a key to the multiverse. I'll call it the shadowverse, right? Many different realms and dimensions, all through this one particular portal. Write that down. Okay? I spoke to you about looking in the mirror and becoming comfortable with some of the images that you will see. So looking in the mirror as a scrying technique is different from looking in the mirror from an angle where you're not looking at yourself. I want to make that differentiation because when you are intentionally doing advanced shadow work, you want to be looking in the mirror. It's advanced for a reason. Watch the video on protection on why it's more advanced. Okay, this is not the video for that. You want to watch the video on protection to understand why peering into the mirror with your eyes, looking in your reflection, is more advanced and requires a lot more emotional maturity and psychological grounding or groundedness. So if you're not ready for that, what can you do? Can you still participate? Yes, you can. All right? Some of you showed in the chat last time that according to what I was talking about, you're not all the way ready for that advanced technique, and you probably will get yourself jammed up. So if you're still working on any drug habit you might have, including smoking marijuana, and you want to be doing this mirror work, let's not look in the mirror, okay? Not on my time, not on what I'm sharing with you. Don't do it. Okay. Next, position your mirror where you get the mirror to be facing forward where you can look into it, or even laying flat on the surface where your actual reflection is not in the mirror, but you're able to see the surface. This is where you're going to be more specific about where you're going within the portal. So we're going to start with this. Setting intentions. It's a huge lizard. I wish you all were facing the other way right now. It's a huge lizard right now. I digress. When you set up to go and look in your mirror, okay, you want to set your intentions. Remember, you're in the phase of building up your psychic abilities of clairvoyance, which is also going to lead into clairaudience, clairsentience, being able to have some solid premonitions and divine for yourselves first. When you're going to set up the space to open your portal, you want to first know what protective energies are you bringing with you, and you will call upon them to open the portal. Okay? This is a highly spiritual practice, which means don't let anybody take away from you your ability to use words like, I'm opening this portal now, calling on my guides, my ancestors, whoever you practice communicating with, and for whatever purposes. It does not need to be fancy, especially while you are practicing and strengthening your psychic abilities. There are protective forces that you already work with. It is very powerful to know the names of the particular guides or ancestors that you are working with, which at this point you should at least have one or two names, okay, of folks from the other side that travel with you Okay? And then you're going to start with something simple. Start with something simple. Whatever you may think about in the future that's going on, or you may be curious about an opportunity that you're going for, you're going to sit in front of the mirror. This is not the looking into the mirror, looking at your face. This is looking into a blank slate. And you're going to state that you are looking in the mirror to find out, for example, you do not need to use this, to find out what are there any concerns that I should have taking on this new position with whatever company. Simple like that. Or are there any, please show me any potential hazards or challenges that may be part of my signing for this mortgage as I'm making this purchase for this dream house of mine. Be specific to one thing. Okay? One of the techniques of building up your psychic abilities and strengthening the communication with the unseen is being very specific and trusting the information that you receive. Now, some of you will say, well, I don't know. Like, I'm looking in the mirror. When I'm looking in the mirror, I don't know what I'm seeing. Or I'm seeing things that don't make sense. All right? When you open a portal with more intention and you see certain things, whether or not they make sense, they are related to your question. Especially if you are a focused individual who takes a moment to quiet the mind before you go in. Does that make sense? There's no way that you're going to get really great results if you go into this space, running in from outside, going, oh, let me look in my mirror. Mirror, I want to go buy a lottery ticket. These are the numbers that I have. Can you show me if I'm a winner? You'll most definitely be looking at a mirror that does not budge. This is a highly meditative and mature practice. Okay? Now, word of caution. And this is not a dangerous caution. This is word of caution. Don't get played. Okay? Bear in mind that when you're setting an intention to look into the future, okay? To look into the future, that you're looking into water. I shared with you all that scrying into the black obsidian is the same element as looking into water. And what does water do? Water moves. Water is fluid. Water changes a lot. All right? The gift of scrying is that you can get pretty clear visions of something that is happening in the present or in the near future. That's a gift. The play side is that what you're looking at can be changed depending on what you do with the information or how you receive the information or change it with your observation. Okay? It can be changed. So whether you want to change the circumstances or you don't will determine whether the information is good for you or is not for you. and it will determine whether you feel like it's playing you or it's not. So know that when you go into this space and you set your intention to receive information, it's not something that you are receiving to just sit on and just, okay, I just have it and I don't have any intention of doing anything with it. Like if you're looking to see if you're going to do well in getting a particular job, and you see information that shows, oh, bet, like they really do like me, go forward the next day, apply for it, call, show up. Don't just sit there and just do nothing. All right? You want to engage the energy of scrying in such a way that you're utilizing it. If you see in your mirror because you decided, I'm going to see if there's some type of danger ahead, and you see danger ahead, are you just going to chill and wait till the danger pulls up on you, or are you going to start to take action in the time now space to ensure your victory or your safety during those future events? Your interaction with the information makes it more real, okay? Good or bad, your interaction with the information makes it more real because you're pulling the information from the realm of where there's no time or space. You have the power to materialize it the way that you want to see it happen. So once you've opened this portal, you set your intention by posing a question. You want to stay as focused as possible and eliminate the distractions so that you can come back with this information that you've retrieved and take action. Got it? Now, just because you're opening a portal, bringing in your spiritual protective forces, having a clear intention, going in for what you said you was coming for, when you're leaving out, it does not mean that on the way out of this space and time travel that you've done, that other energies are not going to want to come along for the ride. So as you're closing your portal, you state that you're closing this portal now, and all of the energies that are on the other side in the dimension to where you visited and along the way will stay where they are as you leave them in the mirror and come back to your space. Now, if you really tapped in during that time when you are closing the portal, you will realize that the room has disappeared. And the way to bring all of yourself back from that dimension, as you're closing it, you say it's closed, you want to use your eyes to identify things in the room around you. That is going to bring all of your mind, all of your psychic energy back into the time and space gravitational pull present. Got it? I was going to get into a whole bunch more, but I think that this technique first is really good for y'all. You have breathing techniques that are going to help you be really focused. Okay? And as you're looking into the mirror, you're preparing yourself to go into another dimension. You want to spend some time just sitting quietly after you've opened the portal to allow everything to just disappear while you're focused in front of you. Okay? When you start to see things in your peripheral disappear, you no longer are seeing the details of everything else around you, and you're solely looking at your scrying glass. That's when you know you're ready to receive. And just stay with that. The gazing technique that you received, where you're gazing for at least 15 minutes and learning to gaze without blinking your eyes too much, is a stepping stone to this practice. So if you have not watched the previous videos for background history and information, okay, secret powers and how they've been utilized over time, how to touch on protective forces, then go back. There's a playlist at the Occult College with a K, with my videos along with Tehran's videos, all in one list and in order. Watch those so that you're prepared for this part, because now you're getting more specific as to the line of work that you want to do. Now, I mentioned, if you sit in front of the mirror and you want to be looking at your own self, and that's an advanced form of shadow work, the images that you see, the changes that occur, the distortions or the changes, the you look like yourself, then you don't look like yourself, then you see the face change. This is where you're getting into the various lives that you've lived in energies that are with you. Okay, you've carried them forward. If that's your intention, it should not just be for entertainment, because if you are going into that realm of your hard drive, your motherboard, your computer programming, to pull back the layers of what's there, what's been there for lifetimes, you'd better set the intention to retrieving information that is helpful from those other lives that you have lived. If you find yourself having some type of struggle and you've decided to do this advanced level of shadow work, ask the man in the mirror, woman or man, right? Ask the man in the mirror to reveal to you a solution, deeper understanding, some knowledge around why you are experiencing this particular thing. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that right now. For those of you who are in the HOC Patreon game, I posed the question and I'm allowing you all to share some of your experiences. Please don't be shy, because we have a lot of different walks of life amongst our village that can chime in, and with my curation is safe. All right. I want you all to go into that even more safer space to discuss some of the things that you're seeing, because it can seem a little intimidating or complicated at first, and it doesn't need to be. So let's do it like that. So yeah, y'all have any questions? Evergreen, you said, Mother, you made me remember a time I was looking into the mirror foolishly, not knowing the room would disappear around me. Yeah, you know, I'm going to say not even foolishly, but you were being curious and you didn't know. You didn't know any better where you were going, what you were doing. I guess. I guess. That would be the word, huh? Mex, if you're asking about using a black light, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So your homework is just to write an opening, because you want the opening to stay the same. You are creating the type of poetry that you will have written, the type of poetry that becomes incantations. This is why you have a grimoire. You are writing your own personal opening. So in the future, with your children, your family, if they want to contact you, they're going to use your opening that you've created from scratch. Okay? Not from Billy Bob. Okay? Not from, oh, like this is where you sitting in your seat of power and create in creation. Write your opening piece in your journals. Okay? And then write your closing piece. You can submit it in the groups for us to look at, and we can give some corrections if there's some things that need a little tweaking. All right? Neptune's owl say it was very hard for me. I felt so much fear. It took me a year to finally force myself to sit there and force myself to stare. Yeah, it is a very powerful technique, and I would say that the only reason why that's okay is because you're going into the technique with a whole lot more respect, and I want you to know that you'll be gifted for that spiritually. And so take the word fear away and say that you were moving forward with respect for your spiritual practice and respect for yourself and where you're ready to go. Okay? And then take that same sensation of fear or caution and take it to your journal and write down what you really felt you were afraid of. Because sometimes we don't even want to say out loud what we think we're afraid of, because really we are afraid of not getting the validation that we desire to prove that our fears are real, or we judge ourselves. But that's what your journal is for you to look at it for yourself and understand what's stopping you. Okay? Okay. Can I get some more thumbs up on this video? Familia. Toca the thumbs up button. That's my Spanglish. All right. I need some coconut water. That's what I'm finna have. This orange is hard. I was gonna have some, but I think it's just for show now. Alright, y'all have any other questions? No? All right. So I'll be back. Just want to give you another step towards building up your psychic energy and setting up your practice to be organized and purposeful. Let me see. We need to trust our intuition to know if we are safe. If you are following the instructions that you've been given, you are safe. The fact that you're here, part of this group, you're safe. If you are to experience anything that isn't safe, you're still safe because you got us. Seriously. So you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. And if your intuition is telling you to be cautious, write that down. What exactly is happening? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you smelling? Write it down. There's nothing to it but to do it. And you're being given very specific directions. Nobody's telling you to take a handful of mushrooms and go sit in front of a mirror and light these candles, and no one's telling you to go dive off the deep end. You're getting really baby steps, and not in a disrespectful way, but baby steps so that by the time you really get into this art, you would have respectfully really trained for it. Got it? All right. Well, make sure everyone sees this video. Um, Everyone who received the scrying mirrors, the crystal balls, and they have they set up, post it in both the groups, in the Royal Bloodline and in the HOC. And come back, drop your questions or whatever you have in the comment section. Peace, love, and bliss. Don't forget to drink your water like I'm going to, and mind your business. Love y'all.